Last time I talked about Pokémon Black and White, some of the problems with the anime, and how the YouTuber Zanolith rewrote it and made it better. Today I'm going to talk about the XY rewrite and my problems with the official XY anime. Continuing on from my Wings Club comparison on the last video, if the Pokémon XY anime could be compared with any Wings Club season, it would be the World of Wings spin-off saga. Both were created for another audience which was tired of the changes that were made to lower the public's demographic. Both made the story much darker and more mature. Both have amazing battles and animation, but both have some serious retcons. Characters are forgotten, arcs completely erased, and the character dynamics are lacking. Before continuing, I want to explain to you guys that although it made changes that I admire and enjoy, I'm not the biggest fan of the XY anime, just like how I don't hate the black and white anime completely. The main reason why, these are my opinions, is the way they handle the characters. Now, I think it is important to point out that the Pokémon anime is not only about Pokémon or to promote the new games. It has been always about friendship and relationships between human and Pokémon, Pokémon and Pokémon, and humans with humans. And the proof of what I'm saying is the amount of memorable and iconic characters on the previous arcs. We have Gary, Richie, Duplica, Macy, and Casey on the first arc. We have Drew and Harley on the Hoenn arc. Barry, Paul, Conway, Kenny, Zoe, Ursula, Nando, and Tobias in Diamond and Pearl. And Georgia, Burgundy, Stefan, Bianca, and Luke on Black and White. The Black and White anime had a lot of issues, don't get me wrong. Ash was aged down mentally by the level of 5 years old. His Pokémon team was filled with Pokémon that had little to no attention, and Iris and Silent had barely any development. But whenever the whole cast got together, it was always fun. They all felt like actual friends by teasing each other, arguing, joking, and having fun. It made the series a lot more lively. X and Y, though, not so much. The characters on the saga that are in the background are an edgy rival that came out of a special with a shallow backstory, a character to promote Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the summer camp forgettable trio, and these Serena rivals I barely remember before working on this video. The only one who is close to being memorable is Miette. The main cast also has its own share of problems though. Starting with Ash. What have they done to my boy? Don't get me wrong, he's better than Black and White Ash, but he feels empty. They try to make him edgier, which sometimes make him feel devoid of his old joy and enthusiasm in helping his friends. The way he teases his companions during travels and how he connects deeply with his friends and Pokémon are all absent here. He's a great battler, don't get me wrong, but not much besides that. My favorite Ash has always been his Sinnoh version, a boy that was determined, who trained, who faced dilemmas, but didn't mind taking a break and having fun with his friends. The ways he supported Dawn when she was sad, or how he cared for Chinchar's well-being. His connections in XY with Clement and Serena feel hollow sometimes because it feels like they see him as an idol, not as a friend. Now, speaking of Serena, I have mixed feelings about her. If you asked for a description of her, the fans would elaborate on how she started simply as a girl crushing on Ash, with no dreams of her own, but suddenly finds herself attracted to Pokémon showcases. How she, on her very first attempt, lost badly and on a humiliating way in front of many. how she promised herself to never fumble this badly again, and how she had an entire makeover to show everyone she was different. The way she advanced through the showcases and became a better performer, and the way she finally became the girl to kiss Ash and become his one true love. The description makes her sound like an amazing character, but sadly the execution makes her a lot less interesting than that. First, instead of being a coordinator like May and Dawn, she was a performer. And to sum it up, showcases are really inferior versions of contests. They have a lot less rules and they don't have a battle stage, which makes them a bit boring. A lot of Sabrina's performances feel a bit repetitive since she only has 3 Pokémon to use in them, and the fact we barely see her battle makes us not care as much for her Pokémon. Besides, although her crush in Ash is cute and all, her friendship with him feels pretty weak. As a wise man once said, the strongest of romances have a strong friendship as its base, which can't be said about this too. Serena doesn't see Ash as an equal, like Misty, May, Dawn, Brock, Silent, and Iris did. She's infatuated by him, and they barely tease each other or argue. This makes them feel distant and not as intimate. All I'm saying is that Amor shipping had lots of potentials, and honestly, it deserved better. A lot better. Now, speaking on the last important member, Clement is the best written out of them all. He has a solid arc of becoming confident in himself as a gym leader, his inventions are really cool, his brother dynamic with Bonnie is really cute, and his whole story with Shinx was everything. What I like the most about him is how he doesn't feel like a replacement to Brock. He's his own character and that helps him out a lot. As for Bonnie, don't have much to say about her. But she's charismatic and enjoyable, and I liked her role in the anime. She is a lot better than Max, and I do think she was really good. Another problem I had with the X and Y anime was Ash's team. Besides only Greninja having attention, there's basically no diversity on their types. Ash doesn't even have a grass type, and he has 3 flying types. However, even if Zanolith disagrees with me when it comes to XY writing, he did solve a lot of my problems with the anime. Once again, I'll be dividing it into parts. One with small info and the other with big spoilers. First things first, I like how Zanolith brought contests back. He still kept some of the showcase elements like the keys instead of ribbons and the public's opinion being the judge, but it makes sense. After all, Kalos is a region culturally different from Sinnoh and Hoenn, so it's okay for the contest to have some difference. And the most important of the contests, the battle rounds, are still here, and they allow Serena to get more development. I also like the explanation behind Ash's stress. He once again will be forced to save our region from its fall, and it makes sense for him to be feeling stressed. He just saved a region and has to save another. Last but not least, I like how Zanolith rewrote the Mega Evol's special to give Alan more depth. About this design, this one I had a blast. I gave Ash a jacket that was inspired by Cerese's hood from Ever After High, because the shade of red matched Ivaldo, and the drawings of trees and vines are a reference to the corrupt roots from the anime. The pants are blue like Xerneas, and the hat is green like Zygarde's. Also, justice for Zygarde. And the Z on his hat is a reference of Zygarde too. I also gave him some facial hair to show that he's growing up. He's 16 years already, so it made sense for me. And this is the final design. Now, on the spoilery part, I have to say that Thank Arceus, he finally has a grass type on his teams. Trevenant was something Ash needed, and something I hate that wasn't given to him in canon. I also love how Zanolith gives Serena a 4th Pokémon. I have no idea why the writers only gave her 3 on the anime. But here, besides Brixton, Pancham, and Sylveon, Serena has a Mega Absol. And no ordinary Mega Absol, a shiny Mega Absol. I don't know why people love to give Serena an Absol in Re-Rise and Pokémon fanfiction, but honestly, she needed more Pokémon, so these are changes I appreciate. I also love the plot of Alan being Sycamore's son, because daddy issues are usually a good device to move the plot forward and cause drama. And since Alan needed more plot, I'm glad there were changes. May's return was probably one of my favorite additions to the rewrite. It made so much sense for her to appear in canon, but they probably didn't do it because May's voice actress has been going through a lot of health problems for a long time, so they haven't been using the character. She didn't even appear on Journeys because of said problem. Last but not least, I appreciate the changes on the Kalos League finals and the explanation behind Greninja's power. The design you guys are seeing in the background is of a hero outfit Ashes wear in one of the episodes. It's kind of wild, so I won't try to explain here. Anyway, this was the video and I hope to see you guys next time. Please like, subscribe and comment.